The Winter War by Priscilla Shirer with Gina Detweiler. Chapter 12, The Unexpected, An Unexpected Encounter. Finn paused in his shoveling and wiped his brow. He was sweating, even though it was freezing. He'd had no idea there were so many sidewalks at the Cedar Creek Rec Center. He had to clear them all before it opened for after-school programming that afternoon. The whole day before, he had spent clearing the driveway and parking lots, using the pickup truck fitted with a snowplow blade. Driving that truck had reminded him eerily of the Ascalons, the giant tank chariot things that had plowed their way through a Horitas to the mountain of Rima. That was probably why it was taking him so long to finish the snow clearing. He couldn't get his mind off those chariots, or the ice snakes, or the ice webs, or anything to do with the battle, or with the Horitas. He was aching to go back. In fact, he often wished he could just stay there, to never return to this world in his boring life as a caretaker for the rec center. He'd wanted so much more for his life. It was only a few years ago that he was the star of his high school football team, dreaming of going pro. He had blown up that dream with the mistakes he had made. Curiously, though, he didn't have that dream anymore. Being in a Horitas, learning to be a Prince Warrior, and making new friends had changed him more than he even realized. Finn had been rescued from Skatos by Rook, with a little help from Ivy. Rook had been like a big brother to him, had understood him like none of the others could, because he'd been a prisoner at Skatos once too. Finn had even taken over Rook's job at the rec center. But now Rook was gone. Finn knew that Rook wasn't really gone. Ruach had promised that Finn would see Rook again one day, but still not being able to see him or talk to him right now was hard. Now Finn just wanted to do what Rook did, rescue prisoners like him, if he could. Finn would just stay in a Horitas and go on rescue missions. He'd beaten a whole squadron of forgers once, even before he had gotten his sword. He knew he could do it. Whenever he had a chance, he asked Ruach when he could go back, but Ruach always said the same thing. There is a time for everything. Finn bent over to start shoveling again. He supposed he'd just have to wait on Ruach's time. He got to the end of the sidewalk and turned the corner. There he saw a figure in a dark green coat spraying the back wall of the rec center with graffiti. "Hey!" he shouted. The kid saw him and dropped the paint can. He started to run. Finn ran after him, his strong legs leaping through the snow, the shovel held over his head. "Stop!" he yelled. He could see that the boy was struggling against the deep snow, unable to move as fast. Finn caught up to him, dropped the shovel, and tackled him. The two fell into the snow, the boy struggling to get free before finally giving up. Finn raised himself up so he could see who he had tackled. Landon? He knew this kid. He was often at the rec center, but he usually didn't participate in any of the activities except for basketball. Mary Stanton had told Finn that Landon had once bullied Manuel relentlessly. "What are you doing?" Finn barked at the kid, holding him by the collar in the snow. "Nothing," Landon said, trying to pull himself away. "You call that nothing?" Finn said, pointing to the large blotches of green spray paint on the wall. "I was just messing around." "Why aren't you at school?" "Didn't feel like going." Finn pulled a phone from his pocket. He showed it to Landon. "I am about to call the police." "Do you want me to call the police? Report you for defacing a public building?" Landon hesitated, then shook his head. "Okay then, here's the deal. You're going to clean that paint off today before the rec center opens, and you'll come here every Saturday for a month and help me with maintenance." "What? I am not doing that." "Then I'll start dialing." Finn hit the numbers 911 on his phone. His finger hovered over the send button. "Stop!" Landon sighed and grumbled. "Okay, fine. If there's a day that you don't show up, I will be coming to look for you. And believe me, You do not want that. I get it. Landon pushed Finn away and struggled to his feet. You'd better go get some soap and scrub brush, Finn said. I don't have that stuff. Finn sighed. Fine, you can use our supplies. Come inside and I'll get them for you. Finn turned to head toward the door. Hey, said Landon. Finn turned back to look at him. Why didn't you just report me? Why are you giving me a chance? Because I was just as dumb as you once, Finn said, and somebody gave me a second chance. Finn took Landon into the building and got him a bucket of cleaning solution and a scrub brush. Then he sent Landon out to clean the wall, with the warning that if it wasn't absolutely spotless, he would call Landon's parents. Landon grunted, but did as he was told. Finn left him to his work and went back to retrieve his shovel. But when he got there was something hovering over the top of the shovel handle. The crest. Solid and bright. Rotating slowly in midair. Finn sighed to himself. Guess I won't finish the shoveling after all.